Hello, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, where we relax and craft and we work on a project. And tonight we are continuing the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home block of the month quilt along. So thanks replay viewers for being here, and thanks YouTube viewers for watching as well. This will go up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies when we're done here tonight. So last night we got all of the sashing on. So here is where, let's see if I can get back farther. This is where we left off yesterday. So we got the sashing, which is the border in between the blocks. We got that done. So there we are. It is starting to come together. I'm so excited. So tonight we are going to put the white borders. We get white borders that go around this first, and then there's a checkerboard border. So I think we'll start, we'll for sure hopefully get the white borders done, and then we will get going on the checkerboard borders hopefully tonight yet. So that is the plan. You guys, you can still sign up for the giveaway for this. You get a $25 gift certificate to Therm-o-Web for entering. And just to enter, do the hashtag I Love Home Quilt and like this page, or if you're on YouTube, comment hashtag I Love Home Quilt and subscribe there. And you can enter on any video, either on, you can actually do both, on both YouTube and Facebook during this time, and through Saturday actually. And then that's the cutoff at the end of Saturday, and I will pick on Sunday. And that's the deal with that. All right, guys, I want to get going on this tonight. I'm going to flip you around and we'll get started with this quilt. All right, so I have the cutting board out again. I read through the instructions, and I think we actually have to construct, or we have to trim our pieces down to size yet, it looks like. I'm not sure we've done that. So I'm just gonna grab all the white here yet. Now I know not all of these are for the correct piece. So we're dealing with the 3.5 inch wide pieces, and these do not look like 3.5 inch wide. That looks like 2.5. So these are the wrong pieces. Let's keep digging through. Oh, there, that looks a little bit wider. So we cut all these at the beginning, and I'm just going through all those. Wow, okay, so these are all the, I don't know, about 2.5 inch wide. So we don't need those right now. I'm gonna set those aside. So let's see if these are the 3.25 inch is what we're looking for. And that looks like that. Okay, so we're working with this length of fabric. It looks like we need to trim 2 of these down to 41 inches long. So how I'm gonna start to do that, I think I'm gonna just, we're gonna get that selvage off first, and let's get 2 of these right away. So we cut these the length of the fabric, but it looks like we don't need quite that much. We just need 41 inches, which is almost the width of a fabric. The width of a fabric, not length of the fabric. All right, first of all, let's get the quilt out of the way so I don't accidentally cut that. And here we go. Oh my gosh, it just snowed there in Atlanta. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I saw a lot of the like Austin pictures and other Texas pictures of snow on the ground. But that had to be a little bit of an adventure. All right, so I just cleaned up those edges. I made sure that I had a nice, this long edge on the line before doing that. All right, so now we need to cut 2 of these. I mean, all I have is 2 right here, but we need to cut them down to 41 inches. So I'm gonna just hold them together here. And man, I think we're just gonna count. So this is, how long is my ruler here? 17 inches. Oh, that sounds too much like math I won't be able to do right now. So let's go by 10 inches. How about that? That's the best I can do. So I'm just going at the 10-inch mark here, and I'm just gonna kind of mark it there with my fingernail, and then I'm gonna just move it up back to the 0. Do the next 10 inches. Kind of kitty scratch these strips together. I'm sure this is not the best way to be doing this, but I don't know. All this big measuring stuff, big block stuff, I don't know. I'm not very good at. All right, so that's the second 10 inches. So now we're at 20. Got my fingernail there again. All right, this will be 30 inches. You know what? I could have folded this in half. That would have made it easier. Industry sew it and cut off extra. Oh, I could do that, but I haven't done that lately though, where I just sew and cut off the extra, because I was doing that on the Splendid Sampler, and the point was brought up that I might be squiggling I might be stretching the border. The border might get more and more expanded by doing that. Yeah, I just need a bigger cutting table, right? All right, I think we're good here though now. So that was 40, so I just need to cut off at the 11-inch mark. Let's double check. Yep, 41 inches long. So I am just going to, which makes sense. So the width of fabric for quilting weight fabric is usually around 42 inches, and this is like 42 to 44 inches. And we just have that much extra, so makes sense that this is 41 right here. All right, there we go. All right, that's a scrap. Okay, so these are the two 41-inch pieces. I did not check the quilt, Gretchen, but my seam allowances have been pretty good so far, so I'm just gonna go with it. We pre-cut all the other fabric, and since those pre-cut fabric pieces that we did are all lining up, I'm assuming that my measurements are going okay, because those fabrics that we cut already are matching up. So I'm thinking we're not so far off that this is going to be wrong. So I think I am going to pin, though, for this. I'm going to mark the center, and I'm going to mark it with the center of the quilt, and then I will just stretch and kind of ease it so it ends up being the right size. I think we're going to be okay, but let's see. Okay, so we need to sew this along the sides of the quilt. But like I said, all right, well, first of all, let's move one out of the way, because we're just working with the other one right now. And I'm gonna scooch my board out of the way as well. Okay, so first up, I'm gonna mark the center of this. I'm just gonna fold it in half and put a little crease there. I know we got another crease going here, but just there. And you know what? I think we're gonna wonder clip this together. Ooh, couldn't get it off the magnet. So I'm gonna wonder clip this together, and I'm just gonna throw a wonder clip there so I know that that's the centerpiece for right now, just while I shush things about. We'll just toss it under there. All right, let's get our feller out here again. So we are putting one of these on either side, so the left and right side. And we know that these cornerstones are the center. You know, we have one up in the corner, and then we have our sashing piece, then the little square cornerstone, and then the other sashing piece, and the other cornerstone. So I'm going to, this is the center here, so I'm going to match my center fold up with here. I'm going to clip that, and then I'm going to clip the ends, and then I'll probably have them in the middle. But since we're at to the bigger piece stage, I'm thinking it's time to get these clips going. Oh yeah, the Southern infrastructure can't handle, well, and you guys don't exactly have like salt and ice trucks out and about, or, you know, trucks salting all the roads or anything either. Right there, so here's my center fold mark. I'm just kind of eyeballing the center of this square. I think that looks pretty good. So let's throw a wonder clip there. So I'm using wonder clips instead of pins. All right, let's shush down to the bottom. I'm gonna match up my end here. Stop moving. There. Gotta stuff it under the ironing board. All right, I'm gonna get my wonder clips out here. They put brine down? Oh yeah, I suppose it's kind of like that. We don't have too much snow right now. I mean, do we get snow? Yeah, we get tons of snow. But right now, there's snow on the ground. I had to brush snow off of the car, but it hasn't snowed in a couple days. All right, so we got the end clip, we got the middle clipped. I'm going to match up the seam and clip it a few times along the way here, just keeping the seam matched up together. Kind of doing it in thirds, I guess. All right, yeah, I'm gonna put one more there. Then we'll do the same thing at the top. I think I'm gonna sew this on. Usually I would put the other side on as well because we have to sew one of these onto the opposite edge. But I'm in such a small space that I think it would just be too much trouble to turn this around and do that. So I'm gonna just keep going here and sew this side before moving on to the other. All right, there's the top. Get another clip in here. Ooh, warm and dry in San Diego. Man, are you getting any fires down that far south? That's crazy. Oh, you're expecting snow in Wisconsin tonight? Well, that's funny. You guys usually get whatever we get like a day after. And we did not have snow today, though. At least not by us. Ah, I can't snag one of these with my fingers. I think I'm going to put two more in here. It looks like maybe it needs another one. All right, I think we're just about set. Let's sew this edge. I'm going to sew this edge and then I'll clip the other edge and then I will press both of them at the same time. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. It's coming together for sure. All right, let's scooch over here. The nice thing about the extension table is that I can store stuff underneath. That's one nice thing for small space sewing is that like I have an extra storage area almost. All right, I think we are almost to the point that I can throw this over my shoulder a little bit. Let's just scooch it up. Oh, you had a friend who was evacuated? Oh my goodness, see, that's so scary. Oh my gosh, I got 8 miles away from you. Ah! Well, sending good vibes out to you guys. That's scary stuff. All right, so I'm just sewing from one wonder clip to the next wonder clip. And it's okay for me to sew this strip on the top because I don't have to match up any points or anything right now. Because I'm just sewing it to the sashing, and the sashing didn't have anything special I had to look out for. Man, it's a whole extra job to have to use this hand to move fabric along now. See, that's the thing. When you're working on all the little small stuff, you don't have that extra job of scooching this stuff along. So it's kind of a new feeling a little bit. All right, we're almost getting to the center. The next wonder clip is our centerpiece. Yeah, I think it's gonna end up just fine. Sue. I think it's all gonna line up. There's maybe a little bloop here, but I think we'll be able to correct that. Oh yeah, that was no problem at all. All right, so that's halfway. It's these border strips that are gonna make our sashing cornerstones look like they're floating a little bit. All right, next wonder clip. I like the wonder clips because it doesn't move my fabric around. Like with a pin, sometimes it shushes the fabric a little bit. Oh, that's awesome, Gretchen. It sounds like it went pretty well. All your points on your triangles. All right, we are almost to the end here. Oop, that stuck on a little thread. Okay, and that is border 1. Awesome. So let's get that other one clipped now. Hello, hello. There, see now it's like this guy's starting to float in space here. Once we quilt this all together, this seam won't be so obvious either. All right, I'm rotating it. Actually, I need to flip it. Oh wait, no I don't. Right side up. There we go. So again, I'm going to wonder clip it in the same way. So let me grab the piece. Let's fold it in the center again. Get that little center point marked. Actually, flat surface would be good for that. Ooh, you got your light box delivered today. That's awesome. Oh, just so you guys know, we'll be going through the whole process. Like when we start the Tweet House project on the 18th, I'm gonna trace my design onto fabric and everything during my live stream. I'm gonna do the entire process. So if you haven't traced it to fabric or anything, that is just fine. I'm actually gonna do that a little differently. I'm gonna trace it with pencil, I think. Oh, you didn't get picked by the pins by using the wonder clips. Yeah, the wonder clips have like really worked super well for me for this type of job. All right, I'm centering that again. Let's use the same clips that I have right here. All right, so that's the center. I'm gonna mark the end, and then we'll even it out in the middle again. So I think for the other border, the top and the bottom border, I think we actually have to sew a couple pieces together for that and then clip. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, Deborah, thanks. I'm happy you like seeing the whole process. I mean, it's not as easy as watching a few quick videos or whatever, but yeah, sometimes it's nice to just see how someone does something from beginning to end, I think. Oh yeah, light boxes are so nice. You'll find a ton of uses for them. And they're so cheap now compared to how they were a few years ago. I mean, they're like $20 now, and they used to be like a $150 thing. A luxury deal for sure. But yeah, now they're cheap. I think it's, not now that LEDs and all of that have gotten better and cheaper, I think that's the deal. Oh, that's so sweet. That's good to know, Patty. Thanks. All right, here we go. Let's match this one up. I think I used more clips than last time, but I kind of felt like I needed a few more. All right. I have a hard time handling these. I always feel like I'm going to fling them across the room. All right, so that's the top. Let's get this guy in the center. I think I have two hanging out over here yet. And we'll go in the center of those two. So I'm kind of just halving them, doing the center one, then the two ends, and then having all the spaces in the middle. There we go. Well, let's grab one more from under here. Maureen, I put a link to one in this post, in the Facebook post. You can check that one out. I am using a very old one that I've had for probably 10 years or so, so I don't know of any, like I haven't used any of the newer ones, but the one that I did a little bit of research on in the Amazon post, so that'd be a good place to start. It's mostly about like what size are you looking for, and now they come. Now you don't even need to plug them in. Now a lot of them run on batteries or a charge, and that's really cool because not having to have a cord would be that'd be pretty awesome. Some have different levels of brightness. So it's kind of what you're thinking for, what you'll use it for. I don't ever usually trace anything that's larger than an 8.5 by 11 printout, so I don't need a gigantic one. But if you're doing like a lot of illustration work or something like that, then a really big one might be nice. But they're flat and really skinny, and yeah, they're really kind of cool right now. So I need to get comfortable with this much fabric being up over here and moving things around and doing all that. I know I've kind of talked about that already, but it's something I'm not comfortable with, and I know we're going to be doing all that free motion quilting, machine quilting later with the Charming Chevrons quilt. And I'm just thinking, oh man, I'm super worried for that, so we'll see how it goes. Trying to get used to it now. All right, we are halfway. This is the halfway one right here. Out of here. I gotta tell you, this little business card stuck here at the scant 1/4 inch mark, that has been super duper helpful to just butt up my fabric against it like that. I'm liking it more and more. I'm finding that I'm depending on it more and more. And it's something physical that I can feel, even if I don't have my eyes on it the whole time. So I can tell if I'm still on it or not. Ooh, you just got your pattern for the Charming Chevrons. I think that is going to be such a sweet and fun and pleasant and easy project. That's actually our next big project coming up. So we're going to finish this top, I'm hoping, and then we will do the color tinting with crayons or colored pencils of the Tweet House embroidery pattern. So that'll be a fun little project. And then in January, I don't know quite the date yet. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I'm thinking like our first project in January. I'm not sure what I'm doing for the holidays or anything yet. But Our first project in January will be the Charming Chevrons quilt, and I think it'll be pretty quick to make. It's just one, you know, it's a chevrons, so it's one thing that we'll do over and over again, like a bunch of half square triangles, I believe, and then we'll sew those together. So it'll be like a very zen making quilt where we're doing the same thing for a while, and then I'm excited to sandwich it and do the free motion quilting. That's what I want to use as my practice quilt to learn how to free motion quilt. So that's going to be our big project. Okay, but well, let's like to use it. Oh, all right. So I am going to press this open. Wait, how did it want me to press it? Press seam toward the quilt center. Press seam allowance towards the quilt center. All right, let's give that a go. I'm going to flip you guys up over here. Have I used painter's tape with a couple layers in place of the business card? I have not, although I have tried painter's tape before. Pointed toward, hold on a sec, pointed, press seam allowance toward the quilt center. Okay. I've had painter's tape on it before for my scant 1/4 inch, and it always comes off. Like the painter's tape always starts to unroll on me. So I'm not a huge fan of the painter's tape anymore for my scant 1/4 inch. All right, so I'm pressing towards the center of the quilt. So I'm gonna just keep scooching it up. I'm just kind of pressing on my towel. I'm making, you know, I'm putting it on here so the seam is flat. I'm kind of giving it a little pull over here. So I'm not putting like a bend or a fold in. All right, let's scooch it up some more. Yeah, so next up, we have to actually make 2 more strips like this, but we have to do it a little bit longer. So I think we have to sew pieces together. Washi tape, so that's like a paper-based tape that's removable. It's kind of like wax paper almost, but you know, cute, with cute designs on it, and it's kind of removable. That might be a good idea. But what I like about the post or the business card is the thickness of it. So washi tape would be great to just mark the spot, but you wouldn't have that thickness that you could butt the fabric up against, I don't think. All right, there's our first side. Looking cute. Look there, we got a floating square. All right, let's flip this. Oh, that's the part that scared you, the putting the 2 pieces together. Yeah, we're gonna read the instructions and see what they have to say about that. I'm assuming I have all the pieces cut for it already, which assumes that we read the instructions right when we started this project during the cutting stage. Yep, I need a giant ironing table and a giant cutting table, right? That would make this part a whole lot easier, wouldn't it? But I like that I can work in this little space too. Just gotta go step by step. Okay, scooching up here. I think I'll have to scooch it up one more time after this one. All right, last bit here. Yeah, you could layer the tape and make a really cute like washi tape edge if you'd like, for sure. If you do that, let me know how it works for you. Okay, so there we are. That is side 1 of the borders. So we got that little little cornerstone there, so now we'll put the white on the top as well. But we got 2 sides done, so that's a good start. Let's see what this has to say now. So I think we'll for sure have to clean up these edges, so I'm going to, oops, sorry guys. I'm going to get the cutting mat out here again. Okay. What do we do to do with these? Oh, you got some white muslin for the embroidery. Yay, that's awesome. Ooh, a quilter's angle, the angler 2, a quilter's tool for angles and 1/4 inch marks. Ooh, Patricia, I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, so the 3 remaining strips, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 3 remaining strips, that's good. Strips together into a single long strip. Oh, okay, using diagonal seams. Oh, alrighty. Cut the long strip into 2 46.5-inch borders. Okay, sew together the borders and the remaining quilt press seams allowance through the borders. Okay, so they are wanting, Jacquelynne wants us to sew these with diagonal edges. So that is kind of like how we do a binding, where we go like this. Where we cross them over. I think we can probably do it without, you know what, I'm going to trim all these still, and then I'm going to line them up right on the edge like that. I like doing it that way and then sewing instead of trimming them after. So you can do it like with a binding. You can do it where you cross them over like this and then sew in between the corners like that. But I don't know. I think we're going to trim these edges and do it that way. So let's see if we can do them all at once. So step 1, I am cutting all these fuzzles off of here. Ooh, that's a crazy looking fuzzle. We have 3 strips here that I'm doing that with. Ah, you're doing it, Gretchen! Yeah, cleaning up the edges to start out with. And I got another strip here yet. I'm going to try and do these all at once. Okay, so those are our 6. I'm lining it along the bottom edge here, and let's give that a trim. So my blade wasn't all that great, so let's hope that I can go through all 6 here. Ah, easy peasy. Great. All right, so now I'm gonna do the diagonal bit here. And you know what? I think I'm gonna wonder clip it together right away just to make sure everything's good to go. So I'm gonna line them up. I think I'm actually, yeah, I'm gonna clip a corner. Man, if I really want to get into it, I'll clip 2 corners. I don't think you really need to do all this clipping, but this is a little bit bigger piece that I'm used to, and they're long pieces, so I'm just playing it safe now. All right, and I'm going to draw a line with my pencil. Use Seems So Easy by Lori Holt, pretty much just like the Angler. Huh. I do not know all of those little gadgets. That's what I like finding out though. So, all right, I'm gonna grab this and we're gonna sew on this diagonal line. All right, so that's the first thing. So now we have to actually sew another one, but we wanna make sure that we're sewing it on the correct side. So if this is the right side of the strip, once we sew this, we will press it up, and this will be the right side of the strip as well. So I'm going to just shimmy along. This is the right side. I'm keeping the right side up. Right side, right side, right side. Okay, now I'm going to do the diagonal again. But I really had to make sure that I kept that right side of the fabric up. I don't want to twist it on accident, because then these won't be on the same edge. one will be on the right side and one will be on the wrong side. So what do you use that tool for? Is it for these diagonals, or what are you using the angler and stuff for? All right, so there we go. So we have our 3 pieces. They are clipped together in 2 spots. And now I'm going to sew along these pencil lines of both. And then we'll press them open and we'll trim all this excess off, and then we will cut them to the size, the like 46.5 or whatever it was that we needed. So I'm going to go right on the line here, make sure it's held together at the top and the bottom. Oops, we're getting stuck by that angle. Oof, man, I don't know if I'm a very good straight line stitcher. Oh, this is just all over the place. All right, now I think I got the hang of it. I'm not used to looking at the needle like that. I'm used to looking at the 1/4 inch. So all right, let's get this other guy down here. I kind of did this in a weird order, but just because one was closer to me already. All right. Let's get this all lined up well again. All right, now I'm just going on that pencil line again. All right, that is it. So let's snip those apart and get those wonder clips off, and we will press this open. So we should have one super duper long strip now. Scooch these out of the way. So let's see if we did it open correctly. All right, so this first one will pop open. So now we got our diagonal seam there. And good, this one opened up in the same direction. So, all right, we are good. Let's press that. And then we will trim. Let me squish this out of the way. Let's just press this whole deal, I think. Might as well, it's pretty wrinkly. We're just gonna scooch down the whole thing. And then we'll trim this down to the, I forget what length it was supposed to be. I gotta trim these triangles off first, but sometimes it's nice to have the triangles on because I can line up this edge with the triangle, and that will make it like a little more accurate in the angle. There we go. We'll just keep going. Oh, for like half square triangles and flying geese. Oh, without having to draw lines. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, we're going to be doing a lot of half square triangles on the Charming Chevrons quilt, so that'll be a lot of clipping triangles and everything, trimming them down. All right, there I'm aligning that edge again with the triangle. And getting a little tangled up here. Let's untwist. Yeah, I guess I'm going this way. I need a cordless mini iron. Wouldn't that be nice? Silly cords. That's why, like, if you can get a light table without the cord, I would go for it, because who needs them? All right, we got a one long giant strip here, and you know what? I think I'm going to cut it the exact same way that I did before. We're just going to count by tens just because it's late and I can't do math this late, and I think that's the way we'll do it. So, all right, 46.5 inch borders is what we're going for here. So 46.5. All right, so we're gonna go, here's 10. $20. I suppose this works, right? You could pin this or clip it too. So this is 30. $40. All right, so 40 and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, great. So this does go up to, well, I suppose I could have done that math. So up to 16. So this is pretty close to have this edge or this angle, but I think we're just going to deal with it. That's fine. I don't care. All right, so 16 is where we're going. Let me grab the ruler here. Oh, and a half. We need a half in there. Whew. 46 and a half. Yep. Thought I better double check that. 46 and a half. All right, I think we're all matched up. All right, that's the first one. And I'm gonna just continue where this one left off so that the diagonals are in different spots. But before I do that, let's trim off this triangle. So let me get the bigger scissors. So you could take a ruler and cut this, but you can cut it at 1/4 inch with the scissors too. That's all I'm gonna do. There we go. Now we have, that's our first 46 and a half inch piece. Do we press open? I don't think it really said. You can. I always like pressing to one side, but I don't think the instructions said, so do whatever you feel most comfortable with, I think. All right, so that's the first 46 and a half. Set that aside there. All right, that's the first 10. $20. $30. See, now this is in a different spot than the other one, which is sometimes good. Then it doesn't look so uniform. All right, and then this is 40, and then 46 and a half again. So right there. All right, let's do it. I don't really like that I'm cutting on my extension kit table here, but that's how it is. So now we have this little white piece left. I don't think we need this. I'm just gonna put it to the side over there. But okay, now we have our 2 pieces. Oh, let's trim the triangle off of this. And then we can sew this other border on. And I think, you know what? I think that might be all we get to tonight is getting this second border on. Which is probably good because then we'll start fresh on Monday with that checkerboard border. And I think we can get pretty far on that in one evening. It's less big stuff, I think. It's more like little deals together. So I'm kind of excited for that. Okay, so we got our 2 borders. Put one somewhere where I can find it, right there. And this will be the first one that we use. So now we got to remember we do have a right and a wrong side now. We don't want this to accidentally turn up on top. But let's get our quilt laid out here first. So this is the top and bottom piece. So again, I think I'm going to do where I match in that center corner stone. So let's fold this together. I think the wonder clips are a good idea for this stage. You know, I've been kind of winging it so far without pinning and clipping, but I mean, when you're dealing with floppy pieces like this, then you know, you don't want to mess around and hope that you'll get it in the right spot. All right, so there, I'm just kind of scoring it right there. How can you hold off to Monday and wait? I know. Well, I'm getting used to the consistent working, like patience and consistency. I've been kind of thinking through my next year, like word of the year, and I've done consistency before, but the idea of consistency and patience together has really been resonating with me lately. Like just with exercise and you know, eating well and all that stuff. Like whenever I don't want to do it, I'm like, okay, I have to be consistent and I just have to be patient, you know. So patience and consistency, that's, you know I'm going to be here Monday. And so it's like, I guess we'll wait till Monday. So I'm trying to get more comfortable with that idea a little bit. Structure is the other, I think, structure is going to be my new word of the year, I think. Let's embroider that. Consistency and patience. Yeah, you know what? I do kind of need that hanging up on my wall somewhere, I think. So I'm just going to kind of pin this as I go just because I can't get I can't get it all on my table right now. Because usually I like going in the halfway point in between the clips and then the next halfway point and next halfway point, but I can't get it all up on the table. So now these two, the middle clip and this clip I just did, are on the table. So now I'll go one in the middle right here. We'll add a couple of one. Oh, yeah, so those two words together have been resonating with me. Like I have had those words like separate in my brain, but the moment I put them together, I'm like, oh, okay, those two words need to be together for me to resonate. And the other word that I'm kind of going with for my next year's word is structure, and I'm hoping with that word to get better at, you know, the schedules with you guys and just, you know, being aware of things before they happen instead of like the day before sort of thing. But yeah, I want you guys to know what's coming up, and I'd like us to be able to, you know, have fun with our projects and all that, and that takes forethought and planning, and I've never been like all that great at that, so I'm like, that's something I need to get better at. So I think that's going to be one of my focus words for the year, but lately that patience and consistency, those two words together, they're sticking with me. Settle and center yourself. Yeah, that's good too. Just kitty scratching this together. We still might actually go a little over tonight. I do want to get these two borders on. So this is a big next step, even though, yeah, we're not doing the checkerboards yet, but I feel like this is a full step done. These two big white borders. Oops, I think I missed it. Oh, thanks, Patricia. Oh, your daughter's wedding theme was speculation laid to rest. That's good. Let's just chill and just be present, basically. All right, there we go. We are clipped. Oh, you ordered the tweet house pattern 2 days ago. Oh, Debbie, check your... Oh, you just sent me an email. Check your spam. Some of my emails lately have been jumping to spam. So it should have came from, I believe, shop@penguinandfish. But yeah, you should have an email with it in, but I'll check into it after this. All right, let's get started. All right, before I get too far, I gotta get some of this quilt up on the table. It's too bulky. I'm actually gonna throw it on my shoulder a little bit here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the pins are helping, or the clips for sure. Just going from one clip to the next clip. It's growing, exactly, Deborah. Little by little, it's getting bigger and bigger. But yeah, the last big thing really is these this checkerboard deal. And then we just have the big border. Oh, we have a skinny border yet on the top and the bottom, and then a big border on the top and the bottom, and that's it. I suppose we could, I think we have binding cut already. Yeah, I think we have binding cut already too. We could prep the binding. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. There, we're back at the machine. Oh, you did the borders this afternoon? Nice. All right, I'm just getting readjusted a little here. All right, we're almost to the center cornerstone. Whew, trying to shimmy all this along. What seems to be helping is making sure that my bottom piece is really flat and not squished anywhere. And then I can kind of squish all this stuff on top, but I need that bottom to be nice and straight. Otherwise, it's bending and twisting all over. But yeah, okay, now I think I got it. Flat on the bottom, and it can be bunchy everywhere else. All right, we're got about 18 more inches or so. Oh, you had to pin every 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, I mean, that's about where I'm at here now is about every, or that was about a 4-inch one. 4 to 6 inches I think I'm at now. Just when things get floppy, that's when it gets tough. You have to roll yours. You should add your extension table part. Yeah, I'm finding the extension table really nice so far. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with extension tables, but it is nice that I can lay all this flat here. I couldn't do that before. So it's helping me, I think, just maybe I don't have to pin as much because of that. Because when I'm going up around a round edge and everything, then I would need more pins. Okay, that's it. That's the first side. Oops, I hit something, I think. All right, so that's the first edge. Let me snip this side here. Oh, the table keeps from pulling too. Yeah, and it's really smooth, so it just goes right along. I'm using a Sew Adjustable is the name, a Sew Adjustable size 18-inch one. The nice thing about this one is, I mean, you can kind of see it adjusts for whatever machine you have, and you can just unscrew it and move things around. I went with this. I looked for a while for some sort of customizable table because I didn't know if I'd have this machine forever, and I wanted to use it for a while or use it on different machines. And then I found this. It's by Sewing Mates, so sewingmates.com. I do think I might have a link in here for it yet, but it's the sew like SEW space adjust table, you know, little 2 words together, so adjustable. And mine's the 18 size, which is the middle size. I think they have a 16-inch and a 24-inch as well. But I wanted the big one, but the 24-inch wasn't going to fit on my table here. All right. Oh, forgot I'm starting at the center. Let's shimmy up again. Here's that cornerstone. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't have a chair to hold up the bulk because it's just wall. I have the window and the ironing board by me over there. I could, yeah, and I don't really have room for another thing next to me, so I don't know. Maybe I can figure out how to do it on my lap a little bit better than I am. All right, so I'm just putting a little score there. From where, yeah, I think the width is about 18 inches. Oh, actually, no, maybe it is from here to here is the 18 inches. Yeah, from the bottom to the top, it's about 18 inches. I don't know, you can check out their website, sewingmates.com, and they'll have the sizes and everything there, I think. Okay, here we go. Getting situated here. All right, I have my right sides together. And here's that little fold I made for the center. All right, let's grab all these wonder clips I got laying around. Same thing, we'll do that middle piece, then the bottom piece. Oh, look at this cute floating. We got a floating square right there. It's coming together. We'll clip this guy at the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit over tonight. Yeah, and we didn't even get to the checkerboards. But we'll get this white border on, and that's another step done. Another step out of the way. Yeah, I mean, I love with this table that I've only used it a couple times because I just got it kind of, but I love that it has a handle too, so I could bring it with me somewhere else. I could bring it to my mom's house and use it on hers or something or like if you're taking a class, you could adjust it for whatever machine is at the class. If you're not bringing your own machine, it's kind of neat. I just like the flexibility of it because I couldn't guarantee that I would have this machine forever, even though I have had it forever. But you know, I'd like to think that maybe one day I'd have a nice new fancy machine. But this one's been working just fine. I haven't really felt the need for a fancy new one. Oh, Donna, that's sweet. What a fun idea. We did towels. I did towels one year for, or my husband and I did towels. We like traced over photos of our family, like each member of the family. And then I brought that into the embroidery software and embroidered people's heads on it, on some kitchen towels. And that was super fun. Oh, I keep telling you to buy one. Buy one what? I think I missed what we're talking about. Oh, a new sewing machine. Oh man, new sewing machines I can't justify it yet. I'm doing just fine with this one. There we go. We are clipped. All right, so now I'm gonna do like what I was just trying to say before, where I'm gonna flatten out the bottom part so that's not bunching up everywhere. I'm gonna put that in my lap. just doing an experiment here. And then this other half I can bunch up and fold and however. But I gotta make sure that the bottom half is all laying nice and flat. Okay, I think we got it. Let's go. Oops, I got, oh wait, I didn't move, so we got a new FOF creative icon. That's exciting. I do like looking at machines when I'm at quilt shows and stuff. It is tempting. Yeah, we don't have any new machines here. I have my husband's. Yeah, I know, who could bought a cart. That's the thing. They're so fancy and expensive, but man, I'm sure, you know, they're worth it too. But yeah, I have this guy. He's from the 70s, and my husband's, I think, great-grandma's Singer sewing machine. I think that was from we looked it up, like 1927 or something. I think that's when it was. And then I have an industrial Juki sewing machine that I haven't used all that much yet. That's like a full-on industrial machine that I got on Craigslist that has no bells and whistles at all, and you can really see the mechanics of how a machine works with that. I did sew a little bit of my jean quilt on that, but I haven't had a great opportunity to just chill and sew on that. I would like to do that some more. And then I have a little super cheap, oh gosh, I don't even know what it was anymore. What brand is it? I don't know, but it was this little machine that does machine embroidery. So it was a cheap machine embroidery machine that came with a program that could allow you to put your own designs in, whereas most of them you had to buy like expensive software to do that. So I got this little cheap one that was used, and I can't even remember what it is, but I've used that for machine embroidery, and that's been really fun. So that's still a lot of machines. That's 4 machines for one house. All right, we are almost done here. Oh, you take your feather weekly to the guild. That's cool. Yeah, I also have a Singer treadle table. So it has the treadle on it. It doesn't have the belt, but someone had put a butcher block table on top. But I think if I take the butcher block off, I think the original table is still there, like with the hole. So in theory, you know, I have in the back of my head that it would be awesome sometime to put my husband's great-grandmother's sewing machine back on a treadle. It's been converted to electric, but it used to be a treadle. So I always thought it'd be fun to get that hook back up. Right now I'm just using that treadle table as a desk, which is kind of awesome because you can still press the pedal, and I call it a fidget spinner. It's kind of my version of a fidget spinner. I have a computer there, and I can write and just have my foot going on that pedal, and I kind of like it as a table. All right, there we go. Let's press this yet tonight just so we can be fully done. All right, so I'm guessing we press this towards the center like last time. Press seam allowance press the seam allowance towards the borders. So, all right, this time we're pressing towards the border. Oh man, you have 5 treadles, that's amazing. I'll have to come to you when I have questions. All right, press towards the border. That means I start with this side over here. Shush this all up on the table. Okay. I think we're situated. Oops, there we go. Yay, now we have these cute little floating corners. I like it. Ooh, this is gonna be a little tricky. Big quilt in a small place. So the other thing, for the charming chevrons, I think I'm gonna attempt to make it queen sized, which is like twice the size of what we got going on here. So that'll add another challenge of moving around. So that'll get interesting here pretty quick with that. We'll have mastered small space quilting. All right, one more bit and then I'll do the other side and we'll be done. I think this is a big next step. Doesn't seem like much, but you know, we're adding inches to this quilt. I mean, we had to sew those together at the diagonal and everything to make longer pieces. Doing a lot over here. So there's our floating little square there, and I like this one in the middle. I think it's just cute. All right, so that's one side. Let's do this other guy. Then I'll flip you around and I'll hold it up and we can check it out. Check how it's going here. I know, I'll need a queen size. I'll need to like move to the living room or something. I don't know. We'll definitely be in the living room oh man. I was gonna say we're gonna have to move to the living room to sandwich it, but I was just thinking I'm not sure my floor is big enough to sandwich a queen size quilt. So I don't know what we'll be able to do for that. Well, maybe we'll have to try a different way of sandwiching something. But I've never done it in any other way before, like sandwiching it on a table or a wall or something. I don't know. It'll be an adventure. Or maybe I'll just do it at my parents' house on their floor or something. If we happen to be around there. Oh wow, you have 25 vintage sewing machines. Man, I have a feeling that, yeah, those would be a fun thing to collect for sure. All right, there we are. We are done. Shimmy it through there. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip you around and I will show you this guy. All right, hello again. All right, here we are. There we go. So here's the little border. So look, that added a lot to it, framing this whole thing again in that thick white border. So next up along these edges will be the checkerboard. So I think that's a nice thickness to have before we have the checkerboard there. And I don't know, there's something about these floating squares that I really like. But all right, there we are, cruising right along here. So I can't even hold it up so we can see it all. So I will take a photo of that and post it, and it will be in that my little starter to the video there. So yep, definitely growing. All right, awesome. Thank you guys. I'm happy you're liking it. Oh, you sandwich and base the Sharon Chamber way. No floor for you. Yeah, I am not liking doing this on the floor at all, so we might have to try a different way. I don't have a design wall. I don't have a wall that big to do that for. I could try moving everything off of this table, and I don't know. I still don't know if we'll be able to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll come up with something. I am not that far, or we're like far away from doing that. We got to sew the whole thing and stuff first. So we'll just figure it out then. All right, guys. I am going to head off for the night. Thanks again for joining me, and I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. And remember, this is the last video to enter the giveaway on. So that's the hashtag I Love Home Quilt, and then liking this page or doing the same thing on YouTube by subscribing there and doing a comment of hashtag I Love Home Quilt will be your entry, and I will choose a winner on Sunday. It might be a little while before I announce the winner because there's a little bit of a process of that. They have to see if there's any people that got doubled up and stuff, but after that, I'll let you guys know. So awesome. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. We'll do the checkerboard borders. I'm stoked. I think it's going to really start bringing this whole thing together. So awesome. See you later, guys. Good night.